Uh-oh. And why he have on some hoochie daddy shorts? Why this dude got on them hoochie daddy shorts, dude? This tether.
The entire black internet is weighing in on Fresh and Fit getting demonetized. But the most interesting take that I've heard thus far comes from Tariq Nasheed. Now, the history between Tariq Nasheed and Fresh and Fit goes back at least a year. And that is because Tariq Nasheed has called them out for disrespecting African Americans, also known as FBA or Foundational Black Americans, and some of their hate speech towards our particular group. Fresh and Fit decided to respond to that. And if you don't remember, they had this to say just a few weeks ago towards Tariq Nasheed.
And honestly, if it's me and Nick, I'll take on Tariq and Umar. We'd absolutely destroy them. We would absolutely destroy them. And we wouldn't even have to get into like any of the IQ stuff. No, we would just straight debate them on how you are not oppressed as an African American in the United States, or an FBA, Foundationally Black America, whatever they want to say. They say all these excuses about why the black man can't get ahead. I'll give y'all one stat, all right, just to show you guys how ludicrous these guys are. In 1940, okay, 87% of blacks lived in poverty. By 1960, about 47% of blacks lived in below the poverty line, okay? So a 40% drop. Also, keep in mind, this was before the civil rights era. So racism was at its highest. So please explain to me how you had a 40% drop of blacks living under the under the poverty line, in the worst, one of the worst eras to be a black person in the United States, and then you're fast forwarding to 2023, where racism exists. I'm not denying it exists. However, it is not strong enough to keep you back or hold you back from success. No way. But you're telling me people had way more obstacles back then and they were able to not live in poverty? Come on, man, get out of here.
Now that is Myron issuing out a debate challenge to either Tariq Nasheed or Umar Johnson, or the both of them at the same time, to debate himself and Nick Fuentes. But of course, then Myron backed out and declined the offer. Now, again, this is what Myron does also in Walter, aka Fresh. You see, building a business denigrating women, not only women though, also black people. And Myron has a big issue with the African American community, although I've clearly pointed out it was African Americans that helped them get their start, most notably Kevin Samuels. Isn't that interesting how you can ask African Americans for help in the business when nobody's watching you, and when they do help you, all of a sudden now they're a lazy group and all of these other pejorative things that you're talking about. That's exactly what happened to Fresh and Fit. If it had not been for Kevin Samuels, an African American from Oklahoma City, we would not know them today. But fast forward, Dima. So of course, there's been some back and forth between Tariq Nasheed and Fresh and Fit, but Tariq Nasheed released last night, and I want you guys to check this out. It's entitled Tariq Nasheed Bootlick Wake Up Call. Now, he wasn't just talking about Myron and Fresh and Fit. He talked about others on that stream, Billy Porter, Sage Steele. But I want to play the part here that is most interesting to me, and that is his roast of Myron. Let's play that clip.
We're talking about bootlicks getting their wake-up call. And these bootlicks think it's all sweet until they get demonetized, the white supremacists pull the rug from under them, then they want to get emotional and cry foul. Now, your boy from Fresh and Fit, Myron has, and the Fresh and Fit guys, they've been sitting up here pandering to the alt-right and doing their little anti-black shtick. You know, they figure that's a great way to come up. That's a great way to make a quick buck, just jumping out there. See, when you become a bootleg and then you alienate the black audience and you're a black person, white society, they leave you out there hanging. You have nowhere else to go. You see? That's why you don't allow them to make you alienate the black audience. Because see, a lot of people, they understand that these folks have a deep contempt for black society, particularly foundational black American society. A lot of people have contempt for black society who's black. And you think that you're going to go out here and just be a professional bootleg, but that doesn't work. And then when white society yanks that carpet from under you, then you want to try to mosey over here with us and try to say, "Ooh, Lord, racism is crazy, ain't it?" No. We're not going to do that. Yes, Lord Jamar is in the documentary. Of course he's in it. So Myron, he's up here singing the blues now because all the bootlicking that they do, they've been demonetized on YouTube. They just went over the top with the bootlicking. All right. Now here's Myron. Here's a quick clip of him upset about the demonetization. All right. Hold on. Let's take a quick listen to Myron. Fair use. Hold on.
Saving children, right? That was great. But saving you guys is better.
Uh-oh. And why he have on some Hoochie Daddy shorts? Why this dude got on them Hoochie Daddy shorts, dude? This tether. So now he walked off the set to cry. He walked off the set to literally cry because they've been demonetized. So understand, they know that if they want to get an audience and get money through hate views, sit up here and denigrate black society, bring on the anti-black races and just spew all of these little stereotypical quips at us. Now that little money has dried up and YouTube has yanked the plug from under him, what is he gonna do? Yeah? What is he gonna do? Well, with them shorts, look like you might have to go out here and start slinging bussy. You got the shorts for him, Myron. You might as well hit the boy track. You might as well go on to throw a wig on and hit the trans track and make the money and don't let the money make you. How you gonna walk off like a biatch and cry in your WNBA shorts? This nigga had on some LA Sparks shorts, about to run off and cry.
Now, guys, I'm not gonna lie, that that WNBA shorts. Give him a round of applause. All right, and you know, brother Tariq Nasheed and me don't always see eye to eye on everything, just like most people, right? But there are a few people I do want to give their flowers to, and that is people like Corey Holcomb, Tariq Nasheed, people like Sa Netter. These people who have given a blueprint on how to stick with our group. And Tariq Nasheed makes a valiant point that needs to be recognized. That is, people have a hatred for black society and they want to monetize that particular hatred. Only when they get canceled, there is nowhere for them to go because they've alienated themselves from our group. Now, do we have issues in our group? Absolutely. We have issues in our group. But one thing for sure is we are in our group, all right? Shout out to brother Jason Black. You know, me and brother Jason Black had a little bit of a back and forth before. But the thing about brother Jason Black, brother Tariq, these brothers have shown that with your group, you can do some amazing things. I've seen Jason Black and Tariq Nasheed do stuff I've never seen white YouTubers with their same audience do. Tariq Nasheed raised over $1 or $2 million organically. I've seen Jason Black do the same thing with his documentaries. And what that shows you is you don't need the other groups. People talk trash about the Chitlin circuits and all of that kind of stuff. But the thing is, you should be loyal to the community that you come from and never turn your back on that group. And hey, listen, we probably all have had something to say about our people to another group, but then here's what happens. All of that bootlicking that you do for these other people, they're gonna always let you know you're not black. I used to hear it all the time, man. I was in Poland, storytime music. When I was in medical school living in Poland, I would come across so many African brothers. And one of the things that I didn't like was when some of the brothers and sisters got around some people from Poland and they would start talking negatively about their own group. Now, this is something that I have never done in person since I've had the awakening of understanding of who our people are and things like that. And so I had to educate one of the brothers, and I was telling the brother, listen, man, I don't know what you get out of telling these people about your problems in your country, about how bad it is, how terrible it is, when it doesn't matter how good you do here. You're never going to rise to the level of their group because you're an outsider. You're not one of them. And he didn't understand it. And of course, then he came back, I believe about 4 or 5 months later, he got into a little bit of a fight. They had broke his jaw. He was innocent, and we had to help raise money to get his jaw fixed. But he figured out now that he got his wake up call, because those are not his people. Your people, whether you want to accept them or not, are your groups, right? And the one thing that I have seen since I've been in what you call Black YouTube or understanding the African-American community is that our people typically teach us to get away from our folks. And my mom, I had to teach her that. Like, listen, when I was coming up, you were telling me to run away from the group that I understood, the group that I could have worked with and could have built things with, like every other group does. I mean, Tariq Nasheed does what every other group should do. He does things for his community. He gets compensated from his community. Same thing with Corey Holcomb. Same thing with Cameron. Now you see him with Mace, Gillian Wallow. I mean, people don't have to like everything that we all say, but we're showing that, hey, listen, this happens with your own people. But with Myron and Fresh and Fit and Walter, they ain't got no people. They ain't got no friends. At the end of the day, they're just two guys who look black, and all of that, you have nobody to run to, nobody to help. But let's just say, for example, if some of these brothers that I just named, like Dr. Umar don't even need to be on YouTube. One of the reasons why, because his people take care of him. Okay, Dr. Umar listen, with all the problems that that Dr. Umar has had and things, Dr. Umar still gets supported by the Black community. Boyce Watkins the same way. He still why? Because we're the same group. We gonna look out for our group because we're the same people. But one thing that they don't necessarily do ever is talk down on the community like that. They may talk down about black men here and there, but we can come back. But you will never hear Boyce, and I can't believe I mentioned his name, and Dr. Umar talking the same way you would hear Fresh and Fit. And they've shown us plenty of times that if we would just work together, we can do things in the way that we need to and build ourselves. But once you start selling out to them, like Billy Porter got his Negro wake up call too, after, like he said, White Zaddy left him, now you ain't got nothing because you alienated your own group. But Dr. Umar ain't got to worry about that at all. Boyce ain't got to worry about that at all. And to a certain degree, hey, I ain't got to worry about that at all. My people are the reasons why I'm successful. That's why. I might not be as big as them, but my group is the reason why I'm successful. And if more of us thought like that, then we would be doing better. Instead of walking around with them hoochie daddy shorts and my Tariq voice being silly. So if we had that respect for our community and our group, we would actually develop faster and quicker, and we would be able to run our own things. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.